Kathleen has medium density, slightly wavy virgin hair. We primed her hair with the Aquage C-Extend Volumizing Shampoo and Volumizing Conditioner. We styled with C-Extend Silken and Oil treatment. Aquage artist Nogodar Martinez brushes through Kathleen's hair to make sure it's smooth and tangle-free before creating the style. He sprays Aquage finishing spray onto his fingers so he can apply it directly to the hair to control flyaways and to smooth the surface in the front. Nogo takes the first section using an S-shaped pattern from the crown to the top of the left ear. Sectioning the hair in this manner makes it easier to later conceal the part. He clips the hair from the back out of the way. He lightly mists the surface of the front section to increase hold and to maintain control. He takes a small section from the outer edge with his rat tail comb that is approximately 1 inch in width. He subdivides the new section into 2 smaller subsections. Now he has 3 sections to work with, 2 smaller ones and a larger one. He begins braiding by directing the middle section under the larger one and toward the right side. He brings the outer left section over the larger one. Next, he brings the right one over the center. So far he's been using a regular braiding technique, but from now on, each time he crosses the larger section, he forms a larger arc to extend the section. With the other 2 thinner sections, he crosses over as normal. He lightly mists with Aquage finishing spray to increase hold and to maintain control. Aquage finishing spray is the ideal product to use on long hairstyles like this, because it delivers a very dry, fine mist spray that helps keep individual strands clean and neat, delivering the ideal level of hold and control without making the hair look or feel stiff. Again, when he wraps the larger section into the braid, he arcs the strand forming a C shape, making it longer than the 2 thinner ones. This technique creates a pattern that looks like a Marcel wave. He continues braiding using the same technique until he reaches the ends, crossing the 2 thinner ones tightly to maintain control over the larger one that loops further away from the center of the braid. He continues spraying as needed. Finishing spray is the ideal product to use for this technique because it gradually increases hold without sacrificing strand flexibility or pliability. He continues braiding using the same technique until he reaches the ends. He continues spraying as needed. He secures the ends with an elastic band. He places the braid so that it drapes gracefully over the forehead and flows toward the top of the left ear. He temporarily clips the section just above the left ear. He chooses not to pin it in place until he creates the next braid. He takes his next section with a curved parting that travels from the crown to the nape. He clips the hair on the right side out of the way. He brushes this new section smoothly and cleanly to the back of the left ear. Again, he takes a 1-inch section from the outer left side of the base section. he splits it into 2 smaller subsections. Now once again he has 3 sections to work with. Remember, this technique is formed like a regular braid. The only difference is that the 2 smaller sections are crossed over with tension and are held tightly at the base as they are crossed. But the larger section is fanned out, creating a larger loop that extends away from the center of the braid, forming a C shape. As Nogo extends the braid, the alternating C shapes create an elegant wave pattern. This is a fast and easy way to gather hair and form a wave pattern on long straight hair that requires minimum effort. He continues braiding using the same technique until he reaches the ends, crossing the 2 thinner ones tightly to maintain control over the larger one that loops further away from the center of the braid. Nogo continues misting the surface as needed with finishing spray to increase hold and to maintain control. He continues braiding until he reaches the ends. He secures the ends with a clear elastic band. He tucks the end of the section under, places it just below the occipital bone, and secures it with a couple of bobby pins. Nogo recommends not opening the pins before inserting them to avoid taking in too much hair. He lightly mists over the surface to increase hold and surface reflectivity. He wraps the ends around the base of the braid, tucks it under, and pins it under the braid just behind the second C shape with a couple of bobby pins. Next, he places the end of the front braid underneath the second braid and pins it into place. He also wraps it around the base of the second braid and pins it under the second C shape. He lightly mists both braids to smooth the surface. He also lightly sprays with Aquage Beyond Shine over finishing spray to create maximum surface reflectivity. Aquage Beyond Shine features an ultra-light, non-greasy formula that never weighs the hair down, and when used over finishing spray, it delivers brilliant shine without ever collapsing your finished style. Next, Nogo creates his final wave pattern braid. He directs the hair toward the back. He takes a 1-inch strand from the outer left, but this time he sections the hair in an arc shape to better conceal the part. He splits the strand into 2 smaller subsections. He repeats the wave pattern braiding technique. Notice that Nogo begins braiding approximately 3 inches behind the right ear. This achieves 2 things. First, it allows him to cover the part that was used to create the second braid. Second, because this braid is pulled back behind the ear, it creates an asymmetrical design. When viewed from the front, The focal point will be the first braid on the left side, as it sweeps across the forehead and toward the left ear. Remember, this technique is formed like a regular braid. The only difference is that the two smaller sections are crossed over with tension and are held tightly at the base as they are crossed. But the larger section is fanned out, creating a larger loop that extends away from the center of the braid, forming a C shape. As Nogo extends the braid, the alternating C shapes create an elegant wave pattern. He continues spraying as needed. He continues braiding until he reaches the ends. He secures the ends with an elastic band. He tucks the ends under the second braid and pins it underneath, keeping the bobby pins close to avoid taking in too much hair. No hairstyle is complete without the brilliant shine and surface polish of Aquage Beyond Shine. And here's Kathleen's final look, a modern reinterpretation of a classic braid that forms a beautiful undulating wave pattern.